Want to get the competitive edge in your favorite games? Aside from the keyboard, having a great mouse can make a huge difference to your setup. However, not everyone is a professional gamer, and not everyone needs to be spending upwards of $100. Today we're going to show you the top 5 best gaming mice under $100. Let's get right to it and look at our top pick. Start with a $39.99 Logitech G502 Lightsync. In the box, you will get the Logitech G502 Lightsync mouse, Logitech G sticker and manual. Available in black, blue, lilac, and white color variants. The G502 Lightsync is a simple wired mouse, and since it's nearly identical to a mouse that has been around for a few years, it may look very familiar. Its buttons fall into the right-handed 6 programmable button gaming mouse layout, 2 clicks, a scroll wheel, and a DPI preset select button in the central column. On the left side, you have 2 side macros. It's about as simple as a right-handed gaming mouse gets. The G502 design is classic and simple. Constructed from hard-wearing and sturdy plastic, it is well built. The G502 weighs about 85 grams, it's still pretty light for a mouse of this stature. Out-of-the-box lighting is fully RGB with 16.8 million colors, making it perfect for those who love a bedroom disco. It has RGB lighting zones in the logo and 3 independent zones in a band that runs around the back. The G502 Lightsync is great for FPS gaming. It does win against other budget mices with Logitech's decision to make use of a higher sensitivity 8000 DPI sensor, which provides ample speed for casual gamers. Given the price, there's no expectation for Logitech to provide a mouse with the zany sensitivities that more expensive and specialized mice come with. The G502 Lightsync, especially given its 8000 DPI sensor and 6-button setup, is a mouse designed with the casual gamer in mind. It has plenty of entry-level features that make it a great option for those just starting out. Considering the features it offers and price about $40, the G502 offers a no-frills gaming experience that suits those on a lower budget. The next one is a $69 mouse Razer DeathAdder V2. The Razer DeathAdder V2 improves on everything we love about the DeathAdder Elite, one of the best gaming mice, and one that has been around since 2016 in various forms. But is the DeathAdder V2, with its improved optical sensor, more durable left and right mouse buttons, and a smoother scroll wheel makes it one of the best budget mice money can buy. The DeathAdder V2 is the sort of mouse that rounds out a great gaming rig. Place it alongside the best gaming keyboards and the best gaming monitors, and you'll be the envy of any streamer. You can check out the best gaming keyboards and monitors linked in description. The old DeathAdder was one of the best gaming mice ever, and this updated version is even better. Razer's software and hardware mixed together in the V2 to make something truly stellar. It weighs about 83 grams, it is quite a bit lighter than the first generation, which is great. It looks an awful lot like its predecessor, but that's no bad thing. It's a classic look with clean lines and satisfying curves. The V2 buttons are excellent. According to Razer, the lift and right-click buttons use optical switches. Every button on this mouse is programmable, including the profile switch button on the underside of the mouse, and you get a hypershift button to add an extra layer of customizable actions. The scroll wheel is exactly the right tightness. It spins smoothly, but you can still feel every notch of the turn, so you won't accidentally scroll too many times. The most obvious improvement is the Focus Plus optical sensor, the same one used in the excellent Razer Viper Ultimate Wireless. It goes up to 20,000 DPI, tracks up to 650 inches per second, and has a resolution accuracy of 99.6%. Those increased numbers may or may not mean much to you, because they'll make very little difference in day-to-day performance. How often do you need to go above 16,000 DPI, but though it will excite the hardcore pros out there. The Razer DeathAdder V2 is an excellent FPS gaming mouse. Its click latency is extremely low, and it has a very wide customizable CPI range and high max polling rate. All of its buttons can be reprogrammed, and it's comfortable enough to use for long gaming marathons. It's great for palm grip for any hand size, though smaller hands may have a harder time with claw or fingertip grip. Whether or not you should buy it therefore depends on how good a deal you can get on the Elite, and how much you value the incremental improvements the V2 offers. If you want the absolute best version of Razer's most reliable wired mouse, this is it. But if you want to save a bit of cash, then you still can't go wrong with the older model. Coming up next is the G502 ProTo Spectrum, a $84.99 mouse. The Logitech G502 ProTo Spectrum is a well-made, high-performance gaming mouse with a comfortable design. The device is flexible, working flawlessly on a variety of surfaces. The G502 ProTo Spectrum is top-of-the-line wired gaming mouse for right-handers. It's a replacement for the G502 ProTo's Core, with the word Core being ditched in favor of the word Spectrum since this version has RGB lighting. It also features the company's most accurate sensor, 11 programmable buttons, and you can customize its weight as well. The Spectrum RGB has a fairly aggressive gamer look with a mixture of glossy and matte black plastic. It has rubberized grips on both sides, sharp angles, and RGB zones in the logo, and the CPI indicator on the left. The build quality is excellent, and it feels very solid. It includes 5 3.6-gram weights that you can insert into the body by removing the magnetically held baseplate. You can also place the weights to adjust the center of gravity to the front, back, or either side. It has 11 programmable buttons, and they're all easy to access. You can reprogram all of the buttons, excluding the button directly behind the mouse wheel that unlocks the free scrolling mode. There are 3 side buttons, one of which acts as a sniper button by default, switching to a custom CPI while held down. You can also set a G-shift button that enables a secondary layer of commands when pressed. The G502 allows you to adjust mouse sensitivity on the fly, and the levels can be tweaked with Logitech software. The Spectrum sensor ranges from 200 to 12,000 dpi. Another nifty feature is the ability to switch between using customized profiles you save on the mouse's onboard memory or letting the Spectrum automatically detect games on your computer and set up profiles accordingly. The Logitech G502 is a solid gaming mouse with a ton of useful features and excellent performance. The software lets you make adjustments that can be either radical or superficial, and the included weights are a nice touch that further improve accuracy. It's sleek, highly maneuverable and comfortable. It could have easily been the best gaming mouse currently on the market. Next one is a tunable FPS and MOBA gaming mouse, Corsair Nightsword RGB. The Corsair Nightsword RGB has shared an awful lot of features with the G502. The design, thumb rest and weights are all intact, as are the general button layout, and the price of around $80. The Nightsword looks extremely similar to the G502, that you've just seen that mouse before in this video. Imagine the G502 made for a slightly bigger hand, and you should get a pretty good picture in your head. The Nightsword is a right-handed ergonomic mouse, and has a textured thumb rest, palm rest and grip for the outermost fingers. If you've got large hands, you can play comfortably with either a palm or claw grip. You can configure the Corsair Nightsword RGB via Corsair's software, which you can download on the company's site. There are a ton of available RGB lighting effects and customization options. For lighting, zones can light up simultaneously, but you can control them individually or turn them off one by one. The colors are nice and vivid, transitions are smooth, and the lighting is bright. Moving on to the weight, this mouse has an adjustable weight system. By default it measured 119 grams, which is already pretty hefty, but for its size, it still doesn't feel that heavy. There's a cover at the bottom of the mouse you need to remove to add up to 6 weight cylinders, included 3 4.5 gram and 3 2.8 g, resulting in a total maximum mass of 141 grams. Heading into the land of buttons, a whopping 10 programmable buttons. There's a left and right click button, a clickable scroll wheel. Beneath that, there are 2 buttons that by default is a shift profiles. On the top of the left button there are 2 smaller buttons to adjust DPI sensitivity, and on the side, there are 2 small thumb buttons as well as a larger sniper button right below them. The Nightsword's main clickers are really good. They are light, tactile, and nicely spammable. They feel just right and don't feature any significant unnecessary travel. The scroll wheel is really good. It's very tactile, with well-separated notches, but the scrolling is still pretty light. With its super high 18,000 dpi sensor, the Nightsword unsurprisingly felt incredibly accurate and responsive. The Nightsword RGB is an extremely familiar mouse, but it's extremely familiar in a good way. Even though it bears a striking resemblance to an earlier design from another company, that design has held up well over the past few years. Still, $80 is a fairly high asking price. If you're already invested in the Corsair ecosystem and want a tunable mouse, the Nightsword RGB will fit the bill. Otherwise, the G502 is still the way to go for wired models. The last one is the cheapest of them all, coming in at $29.99 for a wired model, the Corsair Catter Pro XT. Or you can grab a wireless model by adding $10 more. The Corsair Catter Pro XT is an ultralight gaming mouse, which is priced like a budget mouse, but has the specifications of a $60 mouse. The Catter Pro XT comes with a top-tier sensor, equipped with the Corsair exclusive PixArt capable of 18,000 CPI. The weight is appreciably low at just 75 grams. Furthermore, Corsair advertises particularly responsive quick-strike spring-loaded main buttons. Basic RGB lighting options are included, as are the usual customization settings through Corsair iQ. The Corsair Catter Pro XT is an all-matte black mouse, with glossy accents on the side buttons, CPI button, and the area surrounding the scroll wheel. It has an ambidextrous design with 2 buttons on its left side. The sides are slightly textured to help with grip. It has the same look as the Corsair Catter Pro Wireless, but it has a full RGB zone in its scroll wheel. The body feels solid, with no flex or loose parts. Buttons don't squeak when pressed, and there are no rattling sounds when shaking the mouse. Internally, the Catter Pro XT features a PixArt PMW3391 sensor, the same sensor Corsair uses on other, more expensive mice. According to specifications, the Catter Pro XT is capable of up to 18,000 CPI, as well as a maximum tracking speed of 400 IPS. With the Catter Pro Wireless, Corsair tried to compete with the Logitech G502, but wasn't quite successful in doing so. With the Catter Pro XT, things are different. This time around, the competitors are the Logitech G502 Prodigy and Lightsync, and both get beaten handily. What sets the Catter Pro XT apart is its sensor. Typically, budget mice are equipped with budget sensors, but Corsair made absolutely no compromises in this area on the Catter Pro XT. All things considered, the Corsair Catter Pro XT is a remarkably good deal. It performs like a $60 mouse, but only costs $30. This becomes even more apparent when looking at the competition. The Logitech G502 Lightsync has similar build quality, a better cable, but significantly worse sensor, for $39.99. The Catter Pro XT is easily among Corsair's strongest releases in recent years and therefore one of the best budget mouse. So that's all for this video, and leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and also there is a subscribe button below so you not miss the upcoming video on the Top Best HD channel. For more information of the products, be sure to check out the links in the description box down below, which are updated for the best prices. That's been it, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.